Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli, and just like you, I have friends that have children of all different ages on the spectrum, as well as my own. And one of my best girlfriends has a son that is graduating college, or not graduating college, graduating high school. And he is about to embark on the journey of his life. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention some of these fabulous places around the country that offer transitional schooling. And what does that look like, right? There is one that stands out above all the rest, and that is called Scenic View Academy. It's in Provo, Utah, and with me today, the executive director. Hi, Marty. How you doing?
Hi, Gina. We are doing great. It's a little cold, but we're doing well.
And you just had one of my besties there, Temple. How was that trip for her?
Absolutely.
And for you?
Incredible. Yeah, just a few weeks ago, Scenic View Academy in Provo, Utah, we were delighted to have Temple Grandin spend 3 days with us. And we are still on a high because of it. We couldn't believe it.
You know, Temple's awesome, and she definitely puts out so much in the world of autism. And the reason I wanted to have you on the show, Marty, is your transitional academy is kind of like no other. And there are transitional academies out there. Tell us what makes Scenic View stand out.
I'm so thrilled to have this opportunity. So thank you. So a few things that make Scenic View stand out, and that is that our founders, who were parents of a young adult with autism, 25 years ago, actually. And in a couple of months, we'll be celebrating our 24 years of operating. And 25 years ago, these parents, they saw that at least in the western states of the United States, that there really was not very many resources. And so a phrase, a question that the mother, Ty Norda is her name, we pay tribute to them, and her husband, Ray, she asked herself, if not me, then who? And that was the question that led to Scenic View Academy starting 24 years ago. And a few unique things about Scenic View is our founders wanted us to concentrate on the whole person and not just focus and zero in on certain aspects, but really try and provide services and address the needs that we all have in our lives. So, for example, we have 6 different units that provide services in different aspects, and some of those being hobbies and interests, social skills.
The Thrive classes, right? The Thrive classes.
That's right.
And I love that because everybody's kind of into their own thing and they can learn to work out or learn what it's like to take care of themselves. But then you have the Live classes, which I know the parents want to know about, the budgeting lab. Yes. Tell me more.
Yes. So we have a budgeting lab, and we try and provide as real of an experience as possible, where our students have a safe place to land in case they stumble and fall a bit and learn. So we want Scenic View to be a safe place where an individual can learn about the skills but also apply them. And so we give them a lot of variety, and not just budgeting, but in shopping and menu setting, and helping them learn how to take care of an apartment. Most of our students, they haven't lived independently before, and we also provide for them housing experiences. All of our students, day one, when they arrive with us, they become part-time employees of our academy, and they work for us. And we don't just talk about jobs, but we actually give them a job on site. And the experience is working closely with job coaches to give them feedback on how well they're doing and help sharpen their skills. And then Scenic View, we also provide internship experiences for them with companies. We have a variety of different companies, a couple of dozen companies that partner with us. Scenic View also pays our students to work with these companies in the community, and they get paid by us, but provide the services for these companies, and it gives them real life experience in employment settings. And it's just a phenomenal thing that it's so fun to see how the students progress once they advance to these internships.
I was going to say, so once they graduate Scenic View and it's time to go and really spread your wings, like what is what are the kids doing? Do some of these companies that you work with go on to actually offer full-time employment with, salary and benefits and everything? Or do they find themselves kind of going back home? Where do they end up?
Well, because we're dealing with people, of course, then we see a little bit of everything.
Right.
But I think the last that we've been able to assess, roughly about 75% of our students, that they end up, when they graduate from us, they live independently. And we have students that come to us from all over the country. And for those that come to our campus from other parts besides Utah, it surprises many of their parents when they graduate that they want to remain. It's not a requirement for them to remain in Utah, but many of them choose to. And one of the main reasons for that is because they have found a community. They have a group of people that they have connected with, and they want to stay together. And I do need to give a plug for something really exciting in the last year or so that has happened with our communities, and that is our local cities, the city of Provo that we are in, and the neighboring city that is called Orem. Both of them in the last year have built buildings and purchased buildings to provide housing for our alumni and our students. We have downtown Provo, a 7-story building, and earmarked for our alumni. It's a beautiful building, absolutely gorgeous, and in a great location with public transportation in the middle of surrounded by businesses. And our students, our alumni that live there, absolutely thrive and love it. And it's become a social hub for them as well. And the neighboring city, not wanting to be outdone, they purchased an assisted living, and they remodeled it and designed it for our students with independent kitchenettes for them, and so 21 units. This just opened up about 6 months ago for us, about 2 miles from our campus. So it's perfect. It's close by to us, but it also provides another level of independent living for our students, and we couldn't be more thrilled about this.
Oh, this makes my heart smile. With me today, Marty Matheson, the Executive Director of Scenic View Academy out in Provo, Utah. When we get back, we're going to find out everything that moms and dads want to know, all the way down to the cost. Stay with me.
Don's Tree Service is awesome.
Love Don's Tree Service. They've come out for a giant oak tree removal, another for some debris removal.
One thing I really appreciated about Don's Tree Service, they come, they take those trees down, and they take everything away.
For a free estimate, call Don's Tree Service, 770-413-TREE, or find them online at donstree.com.
Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli. With me today, Marty Matheson. He's the Executive Director at Scenic View Academy, which is in Provo, Utah, a transitional academy that not only offers live classes from car maintenance to cleaning 1 and cleaning 2. I noticed that on the website, but then also, your Thrive classes and other transitional things that I think, Marty, and I don't know if autism touches your family, but oftentimes I see it like this. I can try so hard to teach my own son something, but he doesn't quite get it. It's when someone else teaches him that it's like, and I feel like that is a lot of times the case when our kids come out of high school and they go to college and they figure, hey, maybe this isn't the right thing for me. I don't want the 4-year degree, but I also don't want to live in my parents' basement this whole time. So they need a transitional academy like this. So how many students are there? How many people are on campus?
So we have between 60 to 70 students at a time that we serve. We also have a couple of other different levels of service that we provide for those that don't choose the residential experience, and either they have family in the area or they already have the residential experience before they come and join us, and so we'll provide for them what we call community services, and where we'll help them with the specific areas that they need help with, such as independent social skills and living, as well as employment skills. And so, but on our campus, 60 to 70 at a time.
And they live there, they work there, and they get paid there.
Yes.
And that's how you use to budget in the budget lab, right? They take their paycheck and they turn it over and they go, okay, I need to pay X amount of dollars for rent. And it's all broken down, right?
All broken down. And we have classes to help teach them. We have coaches and service coordinators to work with them on an individual basis and help them. And just like you explained, Gina, we're trying to provide for them as real of a real life experience as we can offer to them. And so they are paying rent, they are paying bills, even while they're living on our campus, and we're assisting with that.
Do they still have a little funny money left over?
Absolutely.
You got to have that, right?
You got to have that. That's right. We have a lot of students that they love to interact and go and participate in social activities around in the community. And so, yes, that's our goal, is to help them so that they have some money to have some fun with.
And Marty, how much does this cost to go to Scenic View?
So the entire cost for everything, all services, including residential, right now, as we speak, that entire cost is $100,000 a year. And I'm so grateful to our founders because we have an opportunity where we can offer scholarships to families based on their ability to pay. And we have a third-party organization that assists with that and works with the families. So we're thrilled that we can do that.
It sounds like the community that has been built there continues to thrive, with the city and the county, buying and purchasing the property to build independent living spaces. So folks can graduate there, go to work there, stay there, live there, pay their bills there, and begin life there, really. So are there any additional grants that the city and county or the state of Utah are offering to bring people to Scenic View?
Not at this time. I'm not aware of grants that are in place to help assist with people, including from the government. But what I do see is the community itself rallying together, and just some of the aspects that we've already described. But I also would add, there's an organization that has brought together probably about 24 groups that provide services or want to support individuals on the autism spectrum. And we have a university nearby, Utah Valley University, and they have a freestanding building that is called the Autism Center. And that is located just a few miles from our campus. And they are a hub. They also provide programming for young adults, and they help the young adults to connect with the university. And so Scenic View Academy, we work very closely with their program. They call it Passages, their social networking program, and it's actually taught and run by a lot of our staff who do that, and some of our alumni. Yes.
It took me a little digging to find you, because a lot of people kind of are on that. You work and live and eat and play where you work and eat and live and play, right? And you don't realize some of the great organizations and the great opportunities for our kids in other parts of the country. And we have to break that string at some point. We have to cut the tie, the cord, so to speak, and let them go and really flourish and start their own life. And you guys stand out. They've had news stories about Scenic View Academy. Temple Grandin was just there. I mean, you guys are obviously doing something right by our community, and finding the ability within the disability there is quite lovely. Marty, thank you so much for being on the show, and thank you for everything you guys are doing at Scenic View.
Very welcome, Gina. You just mentioned a second ago Temple Grandin. We talked about her earlier. Could I show a message that she left with Scenic View in her final few moments?
Yes, of course.
This is very special for us. We just had it framed, and I don't know how well you're able to see this, but I asked Temple if in her final moments with us, if she would leave us and the autism community a message. And here's her message. I had it upside down. Here we go. And here's her message. High expectations with some accommodations is her message that she left to us. And I think that is so profound. That definitely, for all of us that know Temple and her life, that explains her life as well. And so we couldn't be more grateful to her and the impact that she recently had on Scenic View Academy.
Oh, I love what you guys are doing there. And I like what Temple said, high expectations with some accommodations.
Wow.
Good words to live by, right?
Absolutely, for all of us.
For all of us. Thank you, Marty, for being on the show.
Thank you, Gina. Loved being with you.
I was so excited when he was talking about Temple Grandin because it's been a while since I've had her on, that we failed to mention the website, which is svacademy.org, svacademy.org. Scenic View really does stand out as one of the best transitional school programs in the country, and it's in Provo, Utah. I mean, you heard about it. The city and the government built a building, an apartment, high rise, for our alumni there to live and thrive and work in that city. And then, of course, the other folks that took a senior living facility and remodeled it. So they're doing something right in Utah. And I think, again, when our kids get out of high school, and some go to that transitional academy at the high school, stay for an additional 4 years. But it's really like after that, like you don't want them living in your basement forever, right? You want them to be able to thrive out in the community and to be as productive as they can. So Scenic View Academy, svacademy.org is one of the coolest places. And the fact that Temple just went there, I mean, come on, listen, I appreciate you checking into Life with the Spectrum. What's interesting about these shows is you can kind of plug in and grab something. And if and it doesn't apply to you at whatever stage of the journey that you're on, there is an episode if you go back on the channel and grab it. Or maybe somebody like one of my best girlfriends has a son that's graduating high school this year, and this would be a perfect academy for him. So she can plug in and watch this episode. And so, just keep the ball and the needle moving forward in the world of autism. That's all we're trying to do. And so I appreciate you coming back week after week to check out Life with the Spectrum. See ya.
Bye.